So Jody, the producer, calls me the other day and he goes, Jen, you know, do you want to do a piece on mountain biking? I think this would be really cool. I'm like, sure, no problem. I've ridden a bike before. I ride down Queen Street all the time. No worries. So I show up here. I've got 7 of the hardest core mountain bikers in Toronto coming to teach me how to mountain bike. And to tell you the truth, I'm scared shitless. So we're in the Don Mills Trails and I'm here with David and Matt and actually the rest of the U of T cycling team. And the first question I have here for you, Matt, is where the hell's the kickstand? Because
we don't need kickstands actually. Yeah, it just catches on branches. So in order to avoid falling, we just don't have them on. And
okay, I can live without the kickstand thing. Okay, this is the deal. This is what we want to know because there's a lot of issues about pollution these days, and people are trying to find alternate modes of transportation. Is it possible to ride these things on the streets through Toronto, or is it specifically supposed to be on the hills?
we can ride them on the streets of Toronto. A lot of us do that during the day, and sometimes we just do training rides around there. Okay. So
let's talk about what I need, because you guys outfitted me with these fancy gloves. And I've got a fancy helmet. What are the basics that people are going to need if they want to start mountain biking?
Basics are just basically a strong bike, just with working brakes, fat tires, a helmet, gloves, and just a smile, just be ready to ride.
This is the meat and the potatoes here, David, because I want to know how much that bike is worth that you're riding there.
How much this bike's worth? Well, this isn't a standard starter bike. This bike probably costs around $3,000.
Okay, and that's because it's super light and it's super durable.
Super strong. It's got disc brakes. So mountain bike races, they sort of go in all weather, as raining, snowing, you name it. And when your brakes get wet, you don't stop as well. And when you're racing down a rocky hill, it's nice to be able to stop.
Now, for somebody though who just wants to get started and they want to go on the trails like on the weekends, but they also want to ride their bike to school, how much would you have to put out for that?
Well, I think for a half-decent bike, you're probably looking around $500.
Let's ride.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, what we could do, guys, let's do that loop. Let's go around. Yeah. So we'll be like 10 minutes.
Okay, the whole gang is waiting for me at the end of this cliff down there. I'm scared shitless. This is so much harder than it looks on TV, or even like what you guys are watching. It's like, I feel totally out of control. I'm going down the hills and I'm like shaking and my bike's going everywhere. But okay, they're all telling me that I can do this and I don't think I can. So let's go do it. I'm okay. And that was great television, wasn't it? That was great television. Woo! I started out, and the idea was to stay to the left. There was a big rock right at the top to the left. So I started out, I was scared shitless, I'm going along, I made it past the big rock, I was really picking up speed, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I was over the roots, these guys were screaming, they were cheering, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna make it, and then all of a sudden, it just hit me. I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it anymore. And it was like a split second, I hit that riverbed, my wheels just stopped.
Ow!
Thud. It wasn't even like a, it was like a, it was just a thud, and my whole body was just in shock. The first thing I thought was, I gotta start laughing here or something, because these guys are just praying that I'm still alive right now. I'm okay.
Each year we have a training camp, and we give something called the Baguette Award. And we call it the Baguette Award because sometimes, not that you weren't concentrating today, but we usually give this award to the biggest crash of the day.
All right!
And we usually have a loaf of French bread and some other French
delicacies?
Treats, French treats, yeah, that you can drink. But so we want to give this to you today, probably the best award.
Thank you.
And there's also some lovely parting gifts.
Thank you so much, you guys. You're wicked. Thank you for taking me out and showing me that I can't mountain bike very well.
She's pretty good. She's pretty tough, so that's a good scene. She needs to practice a little bit, but everyone does, especially early in the season.
Oh, she certainly has potential. She's got that desire, the need for speed. She did a great job.
Thanks, Mr. Cruz.
I feel really sore. It was fun. Like, I'm just not a daredevil. I can't believe I did that. I think I just did that because I felt like I had the adrenaline going through. I'm like, they can do it, I can do it. But that was not a novice hill that I decided to go down. And if we can get a close up, we got a little blood happening there. And that's a nice shot right there as well. But you know what? It was fun. It was a good adrenaline rush. And I was saying to Matt and David afterwards, like, all the spots where you're just kind of like pumping your heart to try and get up a hill or having a nice like casual ride down are awesome. It's just when it comes to the cliffhangers where I'm like, I don't know about this sport. But those guys were really cool. They were very patient with me, and I think they had a good time. Actually, after I wiped out, everybody was kind of like silent. Like, I don't think they knew if I was okay or not. It was like, oh my God, what happened? And then when I started laughing and squeezing my little cow horn, then everyone was like, okay, she's all right. But wow, what a good wipe out. So I was glad I was able to provide some amusement and entertainment today.
So would you do this again?
I would do it again, but I wouldn't do that hill again. It's scary. I can't tell you guys how scary it is to look down and know how fast you're going to be going. I would definitely do it on, like he was saying, hardwood hills is great, where it's just kind of like, you know, more of a cardio thing than a kill yourself thing. But yeah, it was a pretty good day.